Welcome to Portraits of Atlanta, the only podcast where you get to learn about your neighbors and what makes our communities great. My name is Brandon McGovern, and today we are joined by
Josh Bagby.
Awesome. Welcome to the show, Josh. It's
Appreciate
a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. So basically, this show is all about getting to know our local community members, our entrepreneurs, business owners, which you are the epitome of just that.
No.
So
fake it till you make it.
That's right. That's right. So go ahead, Josh. Tell us a little bit, I guess, where you grew up. You grew up, obviously, here in Cherokee County. And
yep.
You're back here, so...
unintentionally. Kind of happened. Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm super local. Moved to Canton when I was 9 years old from Chattanooga. So my dad got transferred down here and during the Olympics. I remember that. Didn't realize how big a deal that was then. But, yeah, grew up, went to good old Sixes Elementary. Sixes stars shine the brightest. Shout out. And then Cherokee High. And then took a football scholarship out of high school down to Georgia Southern. And then transferred to Georgia and walked on, played football there. Finance degree. We were just talking about running down how terrible the economy was in 2009. I was planning on getting into banking, and there were very few banks with their doors open at that time.
That's pretty hard to get into banking in 2008, 2009.
Yes, and they didn't want some 22-year-old dude that thought he knew everything coming in there.
Not to mention you're like 6'6", like ready to look like you can eat them for breakfast. When
it was, yeah, man.
They might have been a little intimidated by Josh Bagby.
I was large at that time. It was, yeah, I'm glad I dropped some of those pounds. But yeah, man. So just kind of got into insurance and met a girl right there at the end of college that was from. She actually went to Sequoia, which is our rival. I like to think we had good looking dudes at Cherokee and they had good looking dudes at Sequoia. So I know a lot of those pairings that worked up. Amen. But yeah, so she was from my hometown and we ended up. I moved back to Canton, went to work, and here we are ever since. I had planned on kind of moving around. Nashville was high on my list, Jacksonville, trying to stay in the South, Birmingham, just get a little something different. But ended back up in Canton, and it's been good, man. We're
10 years later, you're still
10
here.
years later, still got the doors open.
That's
2
awesome.
kids, 3 houses, whatever. Later, here we are. But
yeah, so where are you at now? Where do you live at now?
The booming metropolis of Ball Ground.
Man, you are not lying, though. It is
It's booming.
It is. It's very
booming.
much so. It's incredible to see what they're doing out there.
They you got the little Main Street America feel, and we're 2 blocks off the little downtown area. So we get to walk up to the little restaurants and the coffee shop.
Barrel House Coffee.
Barrel House, going to shout it out. I didn't know if I was supposed to do that.
Oh, you could, yeah, absolutely.
You got to be careful. So they roast the coffee in bourbon barrels, right?
Yeah.
And dude, it's got a little hint to it.
It's got a big hint.
It's got a stronger aroma, and you got to be careful, man. I always make the joke, like if you get pulled over and you roll your window down with a cup of coffee in your hand, you're gonna have to walk the line, man, because it's got a little hint.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, no, those people, Ryan Turnage up there, they do a good job. They're really sold out on being involved in that community and kind of helping it grow. And Ball Ground's got the city council and the mayor and all that are behind making it something bigger than what it is, which is rare for a small town like that, especially with a mayor and city council that have been there. They have grown up there and they want to see it become something more than it is. So it's cool, man. We've enjoyed living there. We've been there going on 4 years now, and it's great, man. It really is.
That is very cool. Very cool place to raise your children.
Yeah, man, we can walk to the elementary school. It's literally hang a left out of my driveway, and it's at the top of the hill.
That's so cool.
Pretty cool.
I've heard rumors, too, that Cherokee County's bought some land up there,
they
school district.
Yeah, a bunch of land. Do a middle school and a high school across the street from each other.
Yeah, so. It's going to be pretty cool. So.
Yeah, one day, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see where Ball Ground takes to here next. It's going to be pretty interesting to watch the growth there.
It is. It's growing. We just need a grocery store.
Publix. Come on, Publix.
They've tried, man. we got a Dollar General, but that doesn't quite have all the...
I mean, if Laurel Canyon can get a Publix, surely Ball
There's
Ground.
2 big neighborhoods right there at Laurel Canyon now.
Yeah. So, very cool. So, you're here. You've been here for the last 10 years. What is it that you are doing now since finance didn't play out in your cards?
Yeah, so kind of March of 2009, my dad was like, hey, so what are you going to do when you graduate? And I hadn't really thought about it since then. And
That's a good question.
up until that point, I hadn't thought about it. And I was like, man, all right. So that's kind of how I got into insurance. I started applying for jobs at banks. Like I said, they were closing down. So the only companies that would call me back were insurance companies. And I had taken one upper-level insurance class. We're talking about Cherokee College of Georgia. And I loved it. And so I was like, okay, I'll go to a couple of those. And I don't know if you did them at the time. They had these big, like, group interview things, which, looking back, should have been a red flag from the start because it's kind of sketchy. And so you go in there, and I'm looking around, and I'm going, I don't know that this is it. And so
at least you stood out clearly.
No, it was.
You were the biggest individual in there.
I had a
probably.
suit and, like, good cheap suit and some cheap ties and stuff. Yeah, I don't know, probably for the wrong reasons. But they, my girlfriend at the time, her dad, who's now my wife, her dad worked for Alfa Insurance. And so I'm pitching it to him, and it's like, hey, just trying to know the terminology and the lingo when I go into these group interviews. And he said, well, hey, if you're going to work for an insurance company, you need to work for Alfa. I'm like, who's Alfa? Like, who is that? I hadn't ever bought insurance. I didn't know anything about it. And so he set me up with some interviews with 3 of the agents kind of local to the area. And I interviewed one of them up in Jasper, and great dude, Bill Lawrence, kind of still mentors me. Ended up being the officiant at our wedding. He used to be this old Southern Baptist preacher. Kind of crazy how it all worked out.
That's pretty cool.
He was more nervous than we were at the wedding because he hadn't done one in like 15 years. So it was pretty funny. But
that's awesome.
Anyway, yeah, ended up marrying her. Not to secure a job. That happened. He helped me get a job because he wanted her off the payroll, which I see is expensive now, so I understand why he wanted her off his payroll. But it's good, man. My father-in-law is a big mentor, huge in my career for me, and he's over Georgia and Mississippi for Alfa as far as sales go. And so I was 22 years old. The guy that had the office I'm in now put in a 6-week or a 2-week notice to retire, like at Christmas, out of nowhere.
Wow.
And so I was working at Bill's office, and then Katie's dad was like, look, if you're going to do this office is 2 miles from the house you grew up in. It's kind of total God thing, man. The whole thing just fell in my lap.
Yeah,
and 10 years later, man, here we are.
That's pretty incredible. That's God's will at its finest
right
there. Very
man,
cool.
Just all over it.
Yeah,
all over it.
Absolutely. So, you've been here for a while now. You're killing it with your business. You're doing.
Try to.
Yeah,
Again, it's fake it till you make it.
You got to fake it till you make it, no doubt. But it's pretty easy. It's easy to send clients over to you.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really nice to be able to just talk to someone who is so honest, so humble and forthcoming about giving any information, whether they go with you or go with another insurance company, whatever it is. Just very easy.
I always make the joke that I'm not smart enough to remember kind of half truths and lies. I'll tell you that. So it's just because I'm not very bright that I'm honest. I can at least remember something that actually happened. So but yeah, man, that's the biggest thing. I just try to be genuine about everything and educate people on what they're doing. Because 22, I hadn't bought insurance. I was the first policy that I sold was my own car insurance policy. Learned real quick how expensive a 22-year-old driver is on a policy. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for paying for that for the 6 years up to that. But among all the other stuff, but it is, man. It's a good industry to be in. Cars, to drive in the state of Georgia, you have to have car insurance, and banks make you have homeowners insurance. So it's a natural fit, but you get a lot of kind of misinformation, and you see the commercials on TV, which aren't always 100% accurate in what they're talking about, and what would get paid, what wouldn't get paid. Every carrier is not created equally. People don't understand that. People think that cheaper is always better, and that is not true in the least. So it is just kind of in a non-salesy way. You let you know what we do. This is what you need as a family, and then you make your decision. If I can educate you to make a better decision, I've done my job. And if it happens to come through me, great. If not,
that's it. It's really cool. It's really cool to see you tie that together with how you have obviously a passion for tying the community together too, right?
Yep.
Here we are a couple weeks into, you just started a really amazing Facebook group, and it just
took off.
It did. It's
wild.
It's
well,
amazing.
And Cherokee County's great. We've got, before the crash, we were the 5th fastest growing county in the country.
Yeah.
And so we're back to that, if not, right there around it. And we've got a lot of charities, and we've got a lot of nonprofits and a lot of churches and a lot of businesses and a lot of small businesses. And Cherokee County's great in that it is small enough that you have the small businesses, but you've got everything else that you need too. And the small guys get kind of lost in all that, and that you're looking at the big corporate giants, but really you can buy the exact same thing down the street and get a better experience. So you get this huge kind of metro Atlanta with a small town feel, and that's really what I wanted to do. It's just the best way to describe that group is kind of like a virtual chamber of commerce. Like, you need something, where do you go to find it? Here you go. Yeah. And you kind of jump in there and yeah, I mean, you're getting people asking for something. You get 30-something, 40-something, 50-something comments. It
is pretty cool. It's called Connect Cherokee, by
Cherokee
the way.
Connect.
Or Cherokee Connect. I'm sorry. Cherokee Connect on Facebook. Go check it out. It's a very cool group. Josh, I did want to kind of circle back and ask you, someone who is looking to get homeowners insurance maybe here in the next couple months, what's something maybe that they can look out for when they go to buy their home that might help them save a little bit of money? The roof. So the roof is going to be the
biggest thing. I know home inspectors are great.
Yeah.
Most of them are not certified roofers.
Okay.
And so the biggest thing that I run into is like I ask them, every insurance company's going to ask you how old the roof is.
Yeah.
Home inspector will give you a good ballpark. Most people don't. If they're the second owner or the third owner, they may not know how old the roof is. Home inspector will gauge it. They don't know and maybe they do, but they can't put it in their report for the most part if they're not certified. So hail damage, wind damage, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then give you that ballpark age, and that's about it. But roofers will beat down your door to get on your roof and look at it.
Yeah.
So just call one that you know.
So you can just get
during your due diligence, man. You can have whoever you want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you get your termite guy out there. That's another one because that's not covered on homeowners insurance. And the reason being on the roof can be so expensive, you'll get in there and maybe it's not leaking when the home inspector comes in, or maybe they hit it with the old Kills primer and painted over on their ceiling, and maybe they did kind of know it was leaking.
Right.
Seen that a couple times.
Yep.
But just get them in there to look at it. And it doesn't cost you anything, doesn't cost the homeowner anything. But if they were living there and there's damage on it, get them to file it on their homeowner's policy. For one, it saves you the deductible. If you file it on yours, you got to pay your deductible, which can be $1,000 probably minimum. More, most companies are going $2,000 or 1% of what the house is insured for now.
Right.
That can be $3,000, $4,000, $6,000, $7,000. So get them to file it, and you run the risk of losing discounts if you file it on your policy, or you run the risk, depending on what carrier it is, that they may not cover it at all because you've only been in the house 6 months, 3 months, less than a year, a little bit over that. And if we hadn't had a lot of people call it like a cat storm, catastrophe.
Right.
So there'll be cat codes, or there'll be a qualifying storm. I've heard it called that before. If you don't have one of those, you go to file a claim. A lot of carriers will just flat deny it. And then so now you're sitting there with a leaky roof that needs to be replaced, and you could be looking at $15,000, $20,000 out of pocket to replace your messed up roof when all you had to do was get.
All you had to do was negotiate it to where the seller just handles it on their end, right?
Get a roofer to look at it for free.
Yeah,
most
absolutely.
of them, because they know they're going to leave their card there on the door, and that homeowner is going to call them because they've already looked at it. They know where the damage is, and they can fix it. They don't care who's going to fix it. They're not going to live there. But write that in your contract, man. Get it done before you close.
Very good advice.
Because it's huge. I mean, it could be a $20,000 save for you.
No doubt. That is huge advice. So get the termite guy out there. Get the roof guy.
Yep.
Absolutely. Very cool. So tell me a little bit about, your wife is here too. You've talked a little bit about her, but she's got her own thing going on too, from what I understand, right?
She does, man. So she's a personal trainer, certified personal trainer. She's kind of backed out of that since we've had kids in the last 3 or 4 years. She's kind of getting the itch to get back into it, which is cool. But she does also Juice Plus on the side, which is kind of one of those multi-level things. But it's been great, man. It started out to where 6-7 years ago we started taking it, and it's dehydrated fruits and vegetables. And you hear a lot about it kind of in the older community where cancer patients take it and all that kind of stuff, and it just replaces, the natural nutrients that you're not eating 5 apples a day, but this kind of has a portion of that in it. So that's good. But the training part for her is fun. She's trying to figure out how to do it online. She does a little boot camps and all that stuff.
That's very cool. Trying to figure out how to virtualize it a little bit, right?
It's great for me. She's got her master's in public health and nutrition, so the food part for me is big. She saves me from eating whatever I want to.
Yeah.
But so it's good.
She really makes you understand how bad it is to eat that.
You gotta see our pantry, man. Like there's nothing. Like sometimes you just need a little Debbie. You just need a little Debbie, and there's not one in our house, man. The worst thing I have in the house is trail mix with the M&Ms in it. That's it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going.
I just bought a bag of that yesterday. I love
It's
that.
awesome.
That's
Costco,
yeah.
5-pound bag of trail mix.
Let me tell you, I was excited when Sam's Club was built here in Cherokee County, but when Costco came and you did not have to go down to exit 1 anymore.
The king.
Oh, it was like the holy grail.
That is kind of funny.
Bulk foods.
People in Cherokee County, man, we hate going. I say Highway 92. I call it the Wall. You know, like Lord of, was it Game of Thrones? We live north of the Wall. And I try not to go south of the Wall too often. But down here, these crazy Atlantans. But
I live on the Wall. It can be
right
painstaking. I had to get my wife from Buckhead to Marietta to now we're in Woodstock, and she's ready. She's ready to make the ball ground jump.
Come on.
Portraits of Atlanta is sponsored by Select Realty. Select Realty is proud to present Honest Offers. Honest Offers is more than just an instant cash offer on your home. We let you know how much you profit when you sell by owner, traditionally, or a cash offer. With Honest Offers, you'll know which selling method is right for you, the way you want to sell. We're revolutionizing home sales with Honest Offers. Contact us at 770-509-0265 or go to selectrealty.com with 2 L's in the word sell.
Make the ball ground jump.
Come on.
Come on.
It's
Let's go
booming.
out there.
Ball ground's booming.
Well, awesome, man. Just thank you for one, coming here, being on the show. Thank you for what you do for our community on just a daily basis. The information that you put out is just golden information for first-time home buyers, new drivers, families, experienced families, that did not really understand, because insurance is really one of those things that a lot of people don't necessarily know about. They know they have to have it, but
until you need it, I mean, you don't even think to learn about it.
Right, until an accident happens or you have to make a claim on your house, right? Like there's just it's like foresight, it's there, you have it, but it's something that you really don't fully understand until you got to make a claim or something like that. So
that's what I mean. Anytime, call me. I don't care if most policies in Georgia all read the same. It's just kind of marketed a little different. The insurance commissioner makes them that way.
Yeah.
So like I can 9 times out of 10, I can generally point you in the right direction if something's going sideways for you on a claim. So,
very cool. So, the very last segment of this, we kind of
lightning round.
It's going to be a lightning round, super quick,
Here
easy.
It comes.
Yeah, we're going to put a timer on. We're going to go 60 seconds on the timer.
I'm going to read them off your page.
I've blocked them out. You can't even see them.
Read them off your page.
Look, and there's a couple new
ones.
Oh,
we have a real timer?
We do have a real timer. We're going to. All right, so you ready?
I'm nervous.
Oh, man. I know a couple questions not to ask you now, since you're such a health nut.
No. I don't want to be. I'm a fat kid at heart.
All right, let's go. All right, timer starts now. All right, so what's your favorite way to spend a weekend?
Camping. We bought a fifth wheel, man. So it's great. It's
sweet.
Like a hotel room on wheels. Kids go to bed at like 7:30, and so instead of sitting in a dark hotel room, we lock them in their little bunkhouse in the fifth wheel.
Awesome. What favorite music?
Beats for Studying on Pandora. It's like modern songs, but like done with like an electric violin. It's pretty awesome.
That is pretty cool. What's the best vacation you ever took and why?
We went to Tulum a couple years ago for my wife's birthday.
Yeah,
that was cool. Kind of adventure vacation thing. It was our first trip like without kids, like since kids, and it was good, man. Just a nice little recharge.
All right, so what's next on your list, on your travel bucket list?
On my bucket list, I want to do like the castles in Ireland and all that kind of stuff.
No doubt.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm Irish, so I need to go see the Government Castle. What was your favorite age growing up?
I like them all. I don't know though, man. 17, 18, that was a fun age.
Absolutely. All right, Katie, plug your ears. What was your favorite ice cream topping?
Oh, dude, I'm cookie dough. All the way.
Where'd our timer go?
I don't know.
We gotta be beeping here.
Is that a topping or is that an ingredient?
ingredient, and cookie dough is absolutely the best. Period. Point blank.
Crush up some Oreos too. And throw those on top.
Well, that's the topic.
Maybe both.
That's the
cookie
topic.
dough with Oreos.
Oh, there's our timer. Man, Josh, thank you again for coming here.
Absolutely,
if
man.
anybody wants to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
Facebook, Instagram, all that. I got on the handles early, so I'm just
Very
Josh
cool.
Bagby on all those.
We'll put all the handles in the notes too.
Yeah.
That way it's all
work.
there.
JoshBagby.com. There is a couple other Josh Bagbys in the U.S., so
They're not as good looking.
no, they can buy that domain from me if they want.
Very cool, very cool. Well, thank you again for coming in here to Portraits
Pleasure,
of
man.
Atlanta. It was a pleasure to interview you.
Yes, sir.
All
Thanks,
right.
man.
Thanks.
Portraits of Atlanta is sponsored by Select Realty. Select Realty is proud to present Honest Offers. Honest Offers is more than just an instant cash offer on your home. We let you know how much you profit when you sell by owner, traditionally, or a cash offer. With Honest Offers, you'll know which selling method is right for you, the way you want to sell. We're revolutionizing home sales with Honest Offers. Contact us at 770-509-0265 or go to selectrealty.com with 2 L's in the word sell.